Now, we are going to answer the activity number 5. Computer controls for organization and accounting information system. Question number 1. What are the additional entity level controls that are considered to be important as described by PCAOB's Auditing Standard number 5? Give a brief overview on what each means. The additional entity level controls that are considered to be important as described by PCAOB's or the Public Company Auditing Overview Board Auditing Standard number 5 is an audit of internal control over financial reporting that is integrated with an audit of financial statements. This standard establishes requirements and provides direction that applies when an auditor is engaged to perform an audit of management's assessment of the effectiveness of internal control over financial reporting that is integrated with an audit of the financial statements. This standard introduces a framework describing entity-level controls at varying level of precision, which is direct, monitoring, and indirect. The external auditor must evaluate these controls, and management must ensure that these controls are in place and functioning. Question number 2. What are the key issues for developing security policies? Give a brief overview on what each means. So the key issue for developing security policies are the following. The first one is evaluate information assets and identify threats to these assets. Basically, you identify both internal and external threats, evaluate their potential impact on things like data availability, confidentiality, and integrity, and estimate the cost of suffering a cybersecurity. Second is assess both external and internal threats. So with this information, you can tailor your cybersecurity and data protection controls to match your organization's actual level of risk tolerance. Third is perform a risk assessment. Without these processes, the IT organization will be unaware of risk of the achievement of its objectives and therefore will not have the ability to consciously make decisions regarding whether to accept or mitigate those risks. Fourth is determine whether information assets are underprotected, overprotected, or adequately protected. Although it is responsible for providing the technology and mechanism for protecting company data, there must be a framework for making decisions as to what level of protection is necessary for any given data element. Without such a framework, there will be inconsistency in how data are protected, likely resulting in some data being unprotected or overprotected. If the life cycle of data is not defined, it will lead to data being retained longer than necessary or being destroyed prematurely, leading to potential operational, legal, or tax issues. Fifth is create a team for drafting policy. Ensure that the wording and length of complexity of the policy are appropriate to those who will be expected to implement it. The sixth one is obtain approval for the policy from the highest levels of the organization. After drafting a policy, then there will be a need to obtain approval from the top of level of the organization. 7 is create the specific security policies. This is something one needs to do early, and so that one can find the right solution for a specific environment. 8 is implement the policy throughout the organizations. Company policies are created to establish expectation and to provide guidance on how to consistently handle workplace situations. The policies help maintain order within the organization and ensure that people are treated fairly and equally. Next is develop policy compliance measures and enforce the policies. So organizations need to develop policies and procedures that reflect their vision, values, and culture as well as the needs of their employees. The last one is manage the policies. The policies should be managed properly. Without strong policies and procedure in place, you may experience more workplace issues. Question number 3. What is ISO IEC 27002? What does it contain? So ISO IEC 27002 standard is a collection of information security guidelines which are intended to provide an important support for the organization or the company to implement, maintain, and improve the information security management. It contains risk assessment, security policy, organization of security, asset management, human resources security, physical security, communication, access controls, acquisition and development, security incident management, business continuity management, and compliance. Question number 4. What is an integrated security system? What does it try to combine? What are the technologies used in an integrated security system? Explain. So an integrated security system is supported by a comprehensive security policy. It can significantly reduce the risk of attack because it increases the cost and resources needed by an intruder. So the integrated security system tries to combine the physical security and logical security across organizations, and the technologies that are being used in integrated security system are in physical security. It includes facility monitoring, access control to facilitate data center and computers, alarm system, shred-sensitive documents, proper storage and proper disposal of hard drives and other electronic storage media, and secure storage of backup copies of data and master copies of critical software. While in logical security, it includes the EIDs and passwords, system authentication, biometrics logs of logon attempts, application-level firewalls, antivirus and anti-spyware software, intrusion detection systems, encryption for data in transit, and smart cards. Question number 5. What are the risks and disadvantages of not using an integrated security system? Explain. So the risks and disadvantages of not using an integrated security system are the organization will be facing many troublesome. Aside from that, the organization will be prone to different computer crime, abuse, and fraud, just like cyber theft and etc. The organization are not that safety when it comes to their identity information, for the reason that they don't practice or using the integrated security system. As we all know that the IT general controls affect the integrity of the entire information system. Question number 6. Explain how fraud can happen in case in point 10.1 and figure 10.3. The fraud that happened in case in point 10.1 is when combined, they create a wide variety of problems that could go unnoticed if the physical and logical security system are not integrated, which could lead to misstated of financial statements. The fraud that happened in the case in point 10.3 is that the respondents of their company are experiencing lack of type of encryption, and the other respondents experience that they carried sensitive data on USB memory sticks that did not have encryption, where they could not read those data, and there could be unauthorized access to data through electronic eavesdropping that happening.